I'm trying to think if I've spoken to any artists recently that have done nomadic shows in a group setting. What's the sort of, I guess, reaction? Are people more interested in having those traditional white cube style, set gallery shows, or have people been open to it?
I think for some people, they are quite wedded to a white cube space and it being consistent. Neither right nor wrong, but some people are. But I think also, as long as what you're presenting and what we have presented, I hope, is like a convincing, coherent plan, and you are honestly making the case like why these things work and why it's beneficial to show them in that way and why it works for them to be alongside other artists, I think it's fine. And also, I think, again, there is just a change in reality. It's not just, I don't know, you get picked up by houses straight after your graduation, and you go on. You just have to do different things, and hopefully, we've been lucky to work with a lot of artists who believe in what we're doing, and so far are happy to give it a go with us.
There's nothing inherently wrong with the white cube. Where it becomes an issue is when galleries or whoever just simply slap together a group of works and think that the lack of context that the white cube provides is enough for the work to be a spectacle in its own. What's important is that there's always a narrative and a story, because we all know the art world is elitist, and that has benefits in the way that there's such a rich history that one should be tapping into. Like if you want to present a pile of bricks on the floor, you need to know why that's important. That in it of itself is also something that people get a little too precious about, where you want the regular consumer in there. You want to be more diplomatic in the way that you've seen that film and music has evolved. Art is trying to preserve itself by shuttering its doors. And not to sound like Timothy Chalamet, but that's going to have repercussions if you keep it elitist.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and exactly that, and even more. It's the whole experience for so many people is an uncomfortable one. It's you go in and you get looked up and down by someone grumpy behind a desk. And if it's not your world and you don't have the gumption and the confidence to just persevere and say, sod it, I'm just going to walk around anyway, it can be very, very hard.
And it's by design. It's on purpose made that way to be incredibly sort of intimidating and scary. And so that, you don't want to ask the price list. You don't want to go in and seem like you don't really know what you're doing. And if you do, you automatically feel this kind of element of oh God, what am I doing? And I think that actually, this is a perfect segue into talking about the show that you've got coming up. It's for a week, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And I think that having something that is that, amount of time, it pushes people to come and see it more. Can you tell me about the upcoming show? Where is it? How have you chosen your artists? Because it sounds so cool.
Tom?
Take the lead.
Right. So the show is called Are We Really Here? It will be opening on, the PV, it's on the 30th of April, runs until the 8th of May, 67 Great Titchfield Street in Fitzrovia. It's going to be excellent. If you're listening or watching, do come. And the premise is, I think there is a sensation that lots of artists seem to be responding to and tapping into, which is things are really changing before our eyes, and you're getting lots of versions of the thing that it's meant to be, but it's not quite there. It's not quite right. So memory changes, and I think there is a big digital component to it, which is, for example, AI relationships. People having getting married to computers, and it's even how language changes. I mean, if you go to something and it's described as authentic, it's not authentic, and it's just this gradual chipping away at the things that you think you know by a version that's not quite there. So we've got some absolutely fantastic people in it, and in their own way, they're all responding to it. And as Tom said before, so we spend so much time looking and going to PVs and talking to people and seeing amazing stuff and having great conversations with artists. And it's just slowly, you can sort of piece it together because you see that all these people are doing, working along a similar line. Mm-hmm. So we've got people working installation, photography, painting, print. And it's extraordinary that you have this, because it's spread out. I mean, we've got people, Ukrainian artist who lives in Paris called Alexei Sherbak, a Czech photographer called Linda Zhengova, who also lives in Paris, Ruth Gilmore, who's Scottish, living in Denmark, and then Anna Blom, who's Swedish, living in London. And we've got this huge range of people, and they're all in their own way dealing with the same idea, which I think is sort of, without sounding too sort of highfalutin, it sort of came to us because you realise that all of these people are dealing with the same thing in different ways.
Yeah. I feel a theme like that as well, it is universal in a kind of very natural way. But I'm interested in what you said about the digital medium specifically. How much has the internet played in both your practice? I mean, the idea of erasure, I find, probably speaks to that. But in how you've organised this show, has the internet sort of affected the way that you approach art in general?
I mean, for my practice, it's always been a combination of both the digital and the physical. So I make things with a combination of paint being the physical and digital being digitally printed. Mainly because I believe that that's how we live our lives. Mm-hmm. So you can't try and separate the two. They're absolute cohesion. And one almost shouldn't try to separate it. But what we see now, what Nick was just saying there, is I think when social media started to really blow up around 2010, 2014, there was a division between how you conducted yourself online and how you conducted yourself in person. Mm. That's totally disseminated. And now your online presence is, if not more valuable post-COVID, to be who you're actually going on. And that's kind of BS. Mm-hmm. And so the idea of bringing it back into the physical space and identifying that too much time online is not a good thing. Mm-hmm. Having said that, it is nigh impossible to promote a show without the tools of Instagram. Mm. So, you're sort of stuck in the middle.
Yeah, but I do wonder, in a bigger sense, how is it even possible? You can have the aspiration to detach yourself from it and say, we're going to do it organically. I don't know if there is a better way. I don't know, you break the whole system down, but then you need to get everyone to sign up to the new thing as well.
Yeah.
So it's very, very difficult. And also, in terms of how we are able to come across new artists, we could try, but it would be hard to do it without Instagram.
No, I totally agree. I think every single new artist that I found that I love in the past 5 years has been probably, if not via Instagram, then a show that I have found out because of Instagram, or Seb's art list or whatever. It's such an ingrained part.